To begin with, we have this concept of the people from other planets as little green men. Are they green from what you know? Are they all the same?
Unfortunately, they're not so benevolent.
A fucking alien.
What's good? Welcome here at 51 here with your host Jimmy. Another day in the jungle. Give us a like, subscribe, become part of our community in goldenoutboxing.com for more news and stories, and also leave a comment below and let us know how you feel. All right, another day floating in space. Let's get to this topic real quick. So Devin Haney was invited to the Max Kellerman show, and apparently Max Kellerman told Devin Haney in his face that he will get no credit for beating Vasil Lomachenko because he is older, right? First of all, let's put it this way. Vasil Lomachenko should have given Devin Haney the opportunity back in 2019 when he requested the franchise belt, because Devin Haney wasn't mandatory. So what he did is he swapped spots. He wanted to fight Teofimo Lopez, which was not going to be for undisputed anyway, and said, give me the franchise belt so I don't have to fight Devin Haney. And that's the reason why Vasil Lomachenko never fought Devin Haney. How old was Vasil Lomachenko? So that was in 2019. Vasil Lomachenko now is 35 years old. I think he just recently, I think his birthday was just recently in February. So that's 4 years ago. He was literally 31 during that time. Why didn't he fight Devin Haney then? Because he didn't want to. So now, the amount of excuses that a lot of Vasil Lomachenko fans are giving is just simply stupid. He had a chance to fight Devin Haney when Devin Haney, in fact, was just coming up to the division. He had less experience. He did not fight Jojo Diaz. He wasn't fighting fighters like George Kambosos Jr. He had less experience. You could have taken the fight, but you didn't. And suddenly, Max Kellerman is coming here and saying, oh, Vasil Lomachenko is too old. No, he's not too old. And remember that Bob Arum had said that this was the best fighter he's ever seen since Muhammad Ali. So a fighter who's 35 years old, considering he's the best fighter who's ever been living, who's ever had a breath since Muhammad Ali, then that means to me that 35 years old is just a little age, because George Foreman, he was fighting way up in his 40s. Bernard Hopkins fought till he was 50 years old. Archie Moore was in that line as well. There being a few fighters that, Manny Pacquiao was fighting till he was 40. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. when he was 35, or at the very least 34, or something like that. Either way, this is Vasil Lomachenko, greatest to ever roam the earth, says Muhammad Ali. So this shouldn't be a problem for him. But the problem here is the excuses. See, this is the problem. A lot of Vasil Lomachenko fans, see, it's not actually Lomachenko's fault. It's the fans of Vasil Lomachenko who are the fault. Because Vasil Lomachenko, we know that he didn't want that fight with Devin Haney. So that's clear. But since the media and a lot of networks have put so much pressure on Vasil Lomachenko to become the superstar with a low amount of fights, what's happened is that Lomachenko is really here, but you put him right here. And unfortunately, he is a good fighter, but if you're looking at accomplishments, just based on accomplishments, I would say Alexander Usyk, who is from Ukraine, has done a lot more than Vasil Lomachenko. And I don't blame, though, Vasil Lomachenko to some extent, because in 130 he was avoided. Fighters like what's his name? Fighters like Gervonta Davis didn't want to touch him. There's not Leo Santa Cruz. There was a lot of fighters who didn't want to touch him in that division. But when he went to 135, you know, he'd had a good opportunity, and he fought Devin Haney and beat him. I think that was his best chance because Devin was still fresh. People were still criticizing him for a few fights with not Orlando Salido, but or Jorge Linares, etc., etc. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. Take the fight. Make it happen. Eliminate him. You do that. So now he's facing, and honestly, Vasyl Lomachenko, even though he did beat Jermaine Ortiz, I do believe that Jermaine Ortiz deserves a rematch because I think that was a very close fight. In fact, I thought that Jermaine Ortiz pulled it out, split decision, but a draw I could see. But I thought it was a pretty close fight, to be honest, and I think Jermaine Ortiz deserves a rematch. But Vasyl Lomachenko is being kind of pushed by Top Rank because they all know all these organizations to be Devin Haney's mandatory. But now the excuses are coming up. Oh, he's too old. Oh, Devin Haney's too big. A lot of these Vasyl Lomachenko fans weren't saying that just a few months ago. They were saying that Devin Haney was scared of Vasyl Lomachenko. Let's be honest. That's what they were saying. They were scared that Vasyl Lomachenko wanted to fight, and if Devin Haney were to move up to 140, he was scared. He was going to move up to 140 before Vasyl Lomachenko came from his war. He was already thinking about it because he already wanted to fight Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis didn't want the fight. So he went up. He was thinking of going up, at least. But just to shut these fans up, he decided to take this Vasyl Lomachenko fight. So now the excuses are coming out, and it's just taking longer than usual, not because of Devin Haney, because Devin Haney and George Kambosos, even though George Kambosos, I felt like he was a little hesitant to take the fight at first. He did take the fight, but it's, Vasyl Lomachenko and Devin Haney, it took a little bit to announce it, to be official. So Devin Haney has done what he has to do. And at the end of the day, this is fault of Vasyl Lomachenko and his fans, specifically his fans, because they pushed this man up to, different. I mean, I remember when they were asking Vasyl Lomachenko with, 10 fights, if he was the best pound for pound. Well, he had 9 fights or something like that, and they were saying, no, I'm not the best pound for pound. I mean, the man was being honest. But the pressure of the media to put this guy at a different level, which is outrageous. Like with 9 fights, he's already like, who is this guy? And he lost against, Orlando Salido. So anyway, it is what it is. But Max Kellerman, honestly, there's some times that he says things that make sense, but this one, he messed up. That's absolutely outrageous. And I think he's just a fan of Vasyl Lomachenko. And that is what it is. That to me, that's just what it is. Vasyl Lomachenko doesn't have to fight Devin Haney, but he wants to be undisputed. So he's giving Vasyl Lomachenko the opportunity to be undisputed. Something that Vasyl Lomachenko didn't give him. What is Max Kellerman? Why does Max Kellerman say any of this that I've said? Why? Because that's the mainstream media for you. Anyway, it is my opinion anyway. So give us a like, subscribe, give us more attention here in Golden Era. If you want to check our website, goldeneraboxing.com. And V's to everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out and hang on it, like the native say. Cruces.